Well, thank you for being here. It's wonderful to see so many faces in this room. My name is Donna Eyestone. I am an online instructor at Lake Tahoe Community College. And I teach a course called Digital Media Skills online. It teaches a little bit of how to use your computer and how to organize your files. And then a little bit of graphics, so a little bit of Photoshop and how to resize pictures, audio, basic audio production with Audacity, and then the last part of the course is kind of pulling it all together and doing video. And for years, I've been teaching this class, and I keep thinking I'm going to put myself out of a job. Everybody knows how to do this now, right? But it's a fun course, and the end of the course, putting it all together, students build a project over the course of 12 weeks, and they bring all this different media into a video editor. And so for the last 10 years or more, I've been in the unfortunate situation of having to teach both iMovie and Movie Maker. And it's gotten worse because I have to teach Movie Maker to people on XP still, and then Movie Maker Live, and then this. So there's multiple versions of everything, and it just doesn't work cross-platform. And so I've had to write 2 sets of directions all the time and handle 2 sets of questions for editors that I don't use all the time, because really what I use is iMovie on my Mac. And so now I'm answering questions on 3 different versions of Movie Maker. And so you can hear that this has been trouble for me for some time. And so I got super excited when YouTube came into being and had an editor. And so for years, we've all been using YouTube as a delivery platform. But now you can use it also as a media maker. And so this was really important for me and my students, and I hope is going to be important for you and your students, because what this means is that now all of your students can be making videos as well. And they can be doing it all online, and they can be, you can be sort of figuring out how to incorporate that into the existing assignments that you already have, and let them do what they like doing. So I have, I'm going to do this as a live demo. Hope it works. And if it doesn't work, then I can talk you through it. But I think it's going to work now that we got a projector, so I think that's half the battle. So the best way for me to do that, I'm just going to tell you the 3 things. We'll kind of walk through the slides, and then we'll go into just doing it. But it's hard to switch back and forth. All you need to do this, I shouldn't say anything. I haven't pre-baked much of this demo. The only thing I have is a script. And so I pre-wrote a little script so that I knew what I would be able to say today without having to do it on the fly. And I have a YouTube account. And you might already have a YouTube account if you have a Google ID, so you've done a shared Google document, or you have a Gmail account, you already have the ability to do this. So I'm just using my Mac. You saw me, I walked into this room, I didn't set anything up, so I'm hoping it's good. I think I'm just gonna go with the camera that's on my laptop right now, but normally I use a little webcam, and I like this little one because it has a nice tripod mount. It's like a rare little webcam that you can mount on a tripod. And what that means, and it goes in all these different directions, and you can flip it around, and it means that I have, it's easy to position it and get a nice camera angle in a way that will be a little harder on my laptop, because I might have to scoot down or move my laptop up. And so the first thing that I want to show you, and so I did a pre-conference workshop, some of you were in there, welcome back. And we didn't get to playlists, and because we were so busy making things that we didn't really think about playlists. But playlists are great because you know, I use YouTube, other people's YouTube videos, and my own YouTube videos in my course all the time. And I always am nervous when I have my online course, and then I send people out to YouTube where everything is fun and interesting and exciting. And then there's my course. And so I try to, I try to really think about how I'm sending them to YouTube and where I'm doing it and when I'm doing it. And if it's okay that they don't come back, that's fine for, you know, and then they'll come back in a day or two when they're finished watching cat videos. And so the playlist feature is a great feature because it lets you curate your own videos. So if you have, you know, 10 videos you want students to see, you don't have to just give them links to 10 different YouTubes, or you don't have to embed it 10 times on one page. You can have an embedded playlist that you embed right into your course management system that will play all those videos that you want. And you can even queue it up so you can say only play a certain section of this video. So I'll show you how to do that and how to make the playlists. And the thing that's so nice about these playlists is that you can take other people's videos and play them, but you can record your own introduction to them. So imagine that I have a TED Talk, for example, that I want students to listen to. Now, it's one thing for me to write in my course about why I want them to listen to this video. But imagine me being able to introduce this video like I might do here in a classroom full of people. Like, pay attention to this, or you're going to really want to follow along here. Or what do you think when the speaker says something? I can ask probing questions that help direct students what to listen for in the videos. And I can record those and have those be right part of the playlist. So it'll play me, and then it'll play the video that I'm sending it to. I can do another little video that says reflect back on that, and now we're moving forward to this other video. So you can really curate a whole experience without having to make every second of video yourself, because that's not a sustainable future. So use all the videos that you can that are out there that you can find. So we'll do that, is we'll make a playlist and do a little introduction to it. And I'll show you the YouTube editor. So I'm going to record this all right into YouTube. How many of you have done that? Just a few. Good. So the old days, I would not have walked into this room at the time of the presentation and been able to give this presentation. I would have been like guys in the back of the room here with lots of equipment and the camera and the setup and all this stuff, and does my camera work with this computer, and am I going to hook up? I'd have a ton of stuff that I would have taken with me, and there would have been a high likelihood that it wouldn't have worked, right? That I would be spending the day before trying to figure out how I'm going to solve this problem, and now we're going to have to convert all those things. With YouTube, it's really easy because I can record right into YouTube, and it's going to work. And it's going to be saved right in my YouTube account. And so there's no hard drive involved. There's no, did I bring that file with me, or where's that picture? It's all done online. And so it makes it easy for me to be traveling around giving this workshop, but it makes it easy for my students who are making media to also be able to share that media with each other. So I'll show you how to use the editor and what it can do for you. It's pretty cool. And then lastly, captions. And so to make my captioning life easy, I usually start from a script because I'm much more coherent if I have a script. I can say things much more concisely if I've thought about it, written it down, and then read it. And so, so that's what I'm going to do today, and you can see how easy it is for me to convert my script into captions with YouTube. So let's do it. And I hope, is that fitting in the screen? No. There. So I am just in my browser here, and I'll even start from back another step. I'll start from where you might start, which is you've just gone to youtube.com, and you never know what you'll find. And let me sign in. And so when I sign in, I know that I'm signed in because I have my login up at the top, so my credentials are there. And the beauty of having everything in YouTube is when I go to my video manager, I have all my videos here. So if I want to play you any of these videos, I could do that. Even though I wasn't planning on playing you this particular video, I could play it now. And so I have my library at my fingertips. So let me show you playlists. So if you use YouTube and Google things, you know that they change often. Today, we have 1 hour. It's not really about you like saying, oh yeah, now I went over here and I did this. Like you should leave with some possibilities of things that you can try. And I will try to point out as we go where things are, but they may change tomorrow. Like I gave a presentation yesterday. I got back to the hotel and I logged in and I checked my email and it was like, congratulations, your YouTube account has been upgraded. I'm like, great, thank you. So so things change, but so playlists. So I have some playlists here, and over on the side, this might be closed for you. There's a little, there's all your access to all your goodies that are in your YouTube channel, and the playlist feature allows me. I'll just show you one. So as an end user, I'll go in as though I was my student. Not so much. Let's see, I'm going to go to the next. Let's see if I go. Not so much. Videos. I don't really want the sound, but we have it. So this is a playlist that I've already made that has 30 different videos in the playlist. And I can look over here and see all of the different videos that I've put in this playlist. You'll have access to this playlist later. And so I curated this list, and because I went on Google and I had found these things that I thought would be of some use to you. Now, let me show you how you do that. So I'll make a new playlist now. So let's say I have a daughter that plays the violin, and so I'm looking for some tips on violin bowing basics. Excellent. So here's a video. Don't know what it is, but.
Your wedding ring is in your P-trap.
Oh, it hasn't.
But don't worry, you just need pliers.
So when you watch and when you find any video on YouTube, there's underneath that video is where you would go normally to get the URL to share it. So if you wanted to embed that in your course, you would get the embed code. If you wanted to just use the URL and put a link to it, you would get the link underneath that video. So that's probably not news to anybody, right? Finding videos, using them in your course. So if you want to add them to a playlist, you can use this nice little Add To button, right? It's been there all along, you just didn't know. And so when you say Add To, you can add it to any of your existing playlists that you may have already made, like I have one for violin already, or I could make a new playlist, which is what I'll do. I'll say the demo playlist. And I have the same choices that I have for if I have uploaded video content to YouTube. So I can make it public, meaning anybody can see this playlist, unlisted, so that only my smaller group of people can see it, or private, so that only almost nobody can see it. I'm going to leave it public because, hey, why not? And I'll say create playlist. And so now I have a playlist called my demo playlist. It has one video in it. And so this is the process that I usually go through, is that I'll find videos that I want, or I'll just be, I use playlists for myself personally a lot, where I'll just be going through and I'll say, oh, let's see some of these lessons, and I'll find something that I like. I'll just be watching a YouTube video, and I'll be like, oh, I want to watch this later. I could just mark it to watch it later, but I usually make it into a playlist. And so I use this add to, and I put it in my playlists. So now I have 2 items. Yes?
Sometimes videos get removed from YouTube.
Yes. It will, yes.
So you have to be careful.
That's right. Yep. So if it's not, I'm not taking the video, I'm just creating links to it. Organizing. Great question.
When it goes into your playlist, can you specify the start time and possibly even the end time?
You can. So now we have a playlist, and I've got a couple of things in this playlist. I'm going to switch, if it's okay with you, I'm going to switch from my demo playlist to a pre-baked one, just because the Google one is a little more interesting. And so if I go into this Google playlist, so here's where I go crazy, is to find my playlists. I'm going to click over on the side here, and I'm going to look for my playlists again. And I just want you to know this. There is a difference between clicking on the icon, which would play the items in that playlist, and clicking the name of the playlist. So just know that. It drove me crazy. And so I'm going to find my Google playlist. And when I click on the name of this playlist, because I've created this playlist, I get an Edit Playlist button. Again, it's even harder on a 800 by 600 screen to kind of orient you of where these things are. But it tells me that this playlist has 31 videos in it for 4 hours of your watching pleasure, and that it's had 90 views. And these are the individual videos that are in this playlist right now. Now I'm going to click Edit Playlist, and it'll look almost exactly the same, except I have these little squares in front, which are allow me to do certain things. Like I can change the order of it, I can remove it from my playlist, I can edit from these. But these boxes are what I use to kind of tell, oh, this is in editing mode now. So look at what happens when I roll my mouse over any video in this playlist. Any video, I get a little plus introduction. Ah, cool, right? So if I want to do a little intro video about why I want you to watch this video, I can do it. So I'm going to click plus intro. And this process that you're seeing now, I hope, will be the same process that we use to, there, look at that. Wow, that's terrible lighting. I should take my glasses off so I don't look like I'm in this. Okay, so this is going to be the same process that you could use. We'll use this video in the editor in a minute, but this process is just using your webcam to record right into YouTube. And so on my desktop, which is now super small, let me bring up my script. So I made a little script of something that I wanted to record here because I thought it would help. And what I'm going to do is make it a little bigger so that not only can I see it, but you can see it too. And so this document is the key for captions. I'm starting with this script, and the trick is for this, you can write your script in anything you want, but I wrote my script in TextEdit set to on my Mac, set to just plain text file, not a rich text file. So you Mac users can do that in your preferences, just set it to be plain text, not rich text. For Windows users, you will want to ultimately get your script into something like WordPad, something that makes very clean, nothing, no formatting, text-only documents. And you might tell me that it's, Microsoft Word will do that too, and it does, but it adds all this header information that you and I can't see, but Google can see and doesn't like. And so if it was in Microsoft Word, And it's fine if that's what you use. Just copy it, select all, copy, and paste it into something else to get rid of all that formatting. So then you'll be able to use it as a script. It is, I know I'm telling you this twice or 3 times just because this is the most common question I get, like, it's not working, it's not working. And when it comes up in YouTube, it'll give you some very like generic error about not recognizing it, or I can't find it, or it's not a descriptive enough error. So if you get any error with your file, that's what the problem is, almost exclusively. So here's the script, and let's go back to YouTube. And so it's thinking it's ready to start recording me. And I'm going to try to get rid of that in the background. And, there. How super comfortable. Huh? Here, let's see. Let's see. It's not, luckily, you don't have to endure me doing this for very long. Oh, that's better. So yesterday I was telling all my folks that I can't stand recording myself, and to avoid the pain of having to watch myself it's okay watching myself after I'm recorded, but in the real time, if I have to see myself, I'm like, oh, I should have, you know. So to avoid that, I'm going to start recording, and hope this works. Start recording. Okay. And bring up my script on top of me so that I don't have to see it, and then I could record, but it's not actually recording right now. So I'm going to move on in the interest of time and pretend like we just recorded myself, and I can tell you what the problem is. It wasn't the problem upstairs, but it's the problem here, is the internet. There's some weird thing about the internet at colleges that does this. Like if I go back to the hotel, it's going to work, and I'm tempted. It's well, it works. It plays it. It just won't record it. You're on a Windows laptop? Yeah. So that's the thing. I know. And it might work if I move to Safari. From Safari, it might not. I'm just going to pretend like I recorded this. Is that all right? Lucky for you, I'm going to cancel. I just can't push my button. This has happened before, but now I can't even do anything. All right, let's see. Try it again. So, oh, that's going to blow everything, though. Let me just try it in Firefox. We'll see. In Firefox, I'm somebody else entirely, so.
Real world problem solving.
I know. So maybe what I'll do, now that you've seen where that little introduction button is, so you know you can do it, I'll show you the other way of doing it also. So if you want to just record your own video, you can do this. I'm going to click the upload button. And this is where we normally come if we have a video that we want to upload to YouTube. Over here on the side, we get all of these goodies. And so I'm going to just use the webcam capture. I'll quickly say photo slideshow is sort of a scaled back Animoto. It'll do panning and zooming in of your still photos with a music track. Google Hangouts, anybody use these? Using them? These are great. And you can broadcast them now, so you can have your own live.
It's an option for us to use as a virtual office hour.
It's great, and you can do it with video, like it's like a video conferencing thing. You can have people in the session. I was telling my folks yesterday, what I do is broadcast the school board meetings, my local school board meetings that don't happen in City Hall and nobody knows what goes on. And so I just go there with my laptop and I broadcast them, and I don't even need any friends. I can just broadcast it. I can just do it on air, and then it goes out, and it goes out on our local blog. And so there you go. I have my own TV studio right here through Google Hangouts on the air, so it's great. And the video editor we'll do in a minute. So let's try recording through here. It'll be the same exact window that you saw before, but hopefully this one will actually work. No. Nope. Okay, so that's not gonna work. So we're gonna move on. So the playlists, when you have, I'm gonna go back to the playlist. There's two options for editing the playlists. You can change the order, and when you go in and you're in the edit playlist mode, so you can reshuffle them. In this introduction, I clicked introduction and tried to record, and that didn't work. I'm going to do something different. I'll click introduction, and I should get a little button here. One is record from webcam, which is what we tried. I'm going to say create text introduction. So instead of actually having a video of me talking about the video that's about to play, I can just do a simple little text title that says, welcome to the Google playlist. And it'll pop up and it'll say, oh, that's too big. And so I can change the font size. See how effective? Also, button not working. What? I could do. Yes, I can. I can just do an enter. We'll do that for now. You should be able to use this and choose a different size and a different font and a different color. And I can choose an audio track. So if I want to have a little music play, this pops up and it gives you a prefab bunch of little short music stings that you can choose. I can't choose that right now. So here's the little, here's what the intro will look like. It's processing still right now, so it's just making this video. Yeah. Absolutely. So that's what we did in the workshop yesterday is we used Screencast-O-Matic. You could use whatever you want to record, and then uploaded it into YouTube, and you can add that to your playlist. So you can have your any videos you make that are in your YouTube channel, you can organize into a playlist and do. So if you wanted to do that, there's no actual, the introduction feature it's no different than if you were to just record a video on your own. There's no extra features, it just will transition from one to the next. And so you would just make your own video and put that next in the playlist. Does that make sense? So you'd just make another video that introduces the next video. There's no special, this is just kind of an easier way to do it if you're going to use a playlist. So you can go in there, and then you'll also notice over to the side of the item in the playlist, you can adjust the start and end times. And so this video that's up here right now, I'm not going to do this one. I'll choose a different one. I can go in and adjust the start and end time. Oh boy, I really hope this works. It's looking good. So these are the little, this is very much like the YouTube editor that I'm going to show you in just a second. And so you have a clip and you can adjust the start and end time. In this mode, you can't edit, like you can't say, I want to put a picture in here and I want a title in the middle of this. You can't do that in this mode. You can do that in the editor. And so here, I just might want to have this video start here. I'm just picking random times. On a better day, this would be updating in this preview window, and you could preview it and say, this is just the little section where they talk exactly about the thing that I want. Sorry. Save it. And so you can set those times. You can do that on every video that you include in your playlist. So you can really curate the experience. So if there's a TED Talk that you want somebody to listen to this 3-minute section, instead of listening to the 18-minute section, and they really said something important 2 minutes in, but they had to watch 15 more minutes of this, and then you're going to comment about the thing that happened that was really important 15 minutes ago. You don't have to do that. So playlists are great for that. Let me show you the editor. So in that upload, when you click upload, all right, the editor allows me to do all kinds of editing to clips that are in any clip that's in my YouTube video manager, I can then edit together. And so here's an example. I'm going to start with this pre-made one because I know it's going to work well if the play button works. Oh, sorry. You don't even want this music. Hold on, let me take this out. This makes it look like it's the most kludgy thing in the world, and I just want to assure you that it's not. We did this all day yesterday and had no trouble. What? Oh yeah, it's just crapping out. I think it has to do with the projector. Actually, I think the monitor, but yesterday it did on the projector too. But I can't even scroll over to the end of the thing. Here, let's do this and get rid of this. This will be more meaningful now. So you can see, if you've ever done any video editing, you can see the basic elements of a video editor in here. There's a preview window up at the top. There's a timeline, which allows me to put clips, different clips together in the timeline, and I can do transitions between each of these clips. And so I'm going to talk you through this with the volume. No, you can do it with other people's too. So this is someone else's video that I took and used just a piece of, and I put a title on top of. This is my video. The volume's off right now. So this is my talking head video that I just recorded with my web camera. And then it will do a transition in a second. Talk, talk, talk. It does a transition to a still image, which I imported into this video, and then a title. You can. So let's try it. So we're in the editor, and I'm going to make a new project. So if you're following along at home, yours is going to probably be blank, but you can imagine it'll just look like this. Create a new project, and I now have a new project. It has nothing in its timeline, and over here is all the cool stuff. So we're in the video camera icon here, which is where all of the videos that are in my YouTube directory are. So I have access to anything that I have recorded previously. You can see, look, here's the little intro we made, welcome to the Google playlist. The little title comes up as a movie also. And so I'm gonna take this one that I recorded yesterday and just drag it into my editor timeline. And so now I have a clip that I recorded yesterday. Let's play it. So click start recording, and you'll see before you leave this window, make sure you see this number is changing so that I'm recording. See, I told you it worked yesterday. I'll bring up my script. Ready? This is my. Okay, so at about time 15 seconds is when I actually started doing something that I actually want to use. So to cut out all of this junk at the beginning, I can just click on the clip, and I get these nice little handles. And I can pull it in. At the bottom, it tries to update. So it's trying to show me in this preview window the video. Nice smile, right? Ready? Use that as your tip when you're recording your own video. So I know that this is, I gave myself a little pause. I took a breath, got ready to record. Now I'm ready to go. So I'm just going to drag that in. And so now I've edited the beginning part of that clip to start when I want it to start. Now, you have to remember that this is all happening online. This video clip is not on this computer, so your response time will vary. And you can't do this if you're not online. So when you go off and you're in the middle of lesson and there's no anything, you're not going to be able to edit your video using this method. You're going to have to go to iMovie or Movie Maker. And so you can clip this clip. Now, I'm going to not pay too much attention to how good my editing job was, and I'm just going to go and show you some of the other features. So let me add just any other clip in here. So now we have 2 clips. So the thing when I think about having 2 clips, the next thing I want to say is, how do I transition from one clip to the next? So the little arrows are the transition options that you get. Again, it's not iMovie, it's not Movie Maker, but there are plenty of transitions, and you should choose one and use it. I always choose the heart for these demos because it's very easy to see. I don't recommend that you use the heart. And so now I have a heart transition between these 2 clips that will take 2 seconds. If I want that to be I really want it dramatic, I can increase the duration of the transition. So let's just see what we've got here.
This is my demo for how to use YouTube as a
Pretty
video
good
editor.
cut at the beginning.
I'm happy to share this information with you and hope that you'll find good use for this in your own course.
Not bad. Look, there's the slow, dramatic opening to the string ensemble. Oh, look, I'm wearing the same shirt. So you can have multiple, and as many clips as you want, transitions in between them. You can change the length of the transitions. You can edit the ends off, trim the clips of your video. Someone asked about other people's video. So this CC tab is other people's video. When you upload video to YouTube, you have 2 options of how you can save it. One is the standard YouTube license, which we've all had for the last 10 years. Another option is to give it a Creative Commons license. And if you or somebody else puts up a video with a Creative Commons license, then you are able to edit that other person's video. So instead of just having the whole thing in a playlist or taking a part of it in a playlist, you can actually edit the other person's clip. Did you have a question? I clicked in upload. I clicked the edit button after that. Yeah, you have to click the actual upload. There's the upload button, which I'm on right now, and then there's this little menu next to the upload button. Just use the upload button itself. So this is a plea that if let's say, so you can search for anything that has that Creative Commons license. And so let's say I want to find some violin thing again, violin bowing. I can do a search, and these videos that come up are only ones that have that Creative Commons licensing.
Be violating because you can't get.
That's right. They do not show me the ones that are not able for me to be edited. And so if I want to, I don't know what this is, but I'll grab this person and I'll drag it in here. And so now I have somebody else's video, and once this updates itself, I can go in and I can edit that. So instead of having a 3-minute clip, let me just take a tiny little bit of it.
Show us how to put the transition in.
Yep. So I click on the transitions. Here, I'll add a diamond just so you can see that there are other ones. So it's going to take a little minute for this to process, so let me just talk to you for a second while this is going. When I roll my mouse over a clip, you'll see these little icons appear on top of the clip. And so this is to rotate the clip. And so the reason you might want to do that is if you used your cell phone to shoot video and you shot in this portrait orientation instead of landscape. Sometimes your video footage will come in and you'll be like this, or your subject will be like that, and so you can just rotate it and have your tall, skinny video. It's also important to know, amazingly, that you can take anything that's on YouTube and put it together, so it doesn't matter what the resolution is. If some of it was HD widescreen footage and some of it was old school 4:3, it all just goes together. It's kind of phenomenal. So that's rotate. There's a little effects button. I'm not going to show you this now, but the effects let you do things like sepia tone and black and white your footage and all that. It works. You can adjust the brightness and contrast. It works. It's slow. So I'm not going to do it now because while it's doing it, you have to sit and wait. The magic wand. The A is a very useful one, and I'm going to do the A on top of myself. What A does is it allows me to
This is
add...
my demo for how to use YouTube as a video editor.
Mute. It allows me to add text on top of myself. So I can give myself a little banner. There's the triangles up in the corner. Yeah, bow tie. That's a good. So I can add text on top of a video clip. I can adjust. Oh, maybe I can adjust the size. Let's see. Oh, look, I can. Go figure. It all works now, right? So I'm just muted this, so it's not. I'm not talking over myself, and so I can add any text on top of a video clip. Pretty useful. I can also, if I want to actually have a title instead of adding on top of a clip, I can just use the A that's up over here to insert a title. So if I want to end this video with a title, I can do that. Haven't got there yet. Just a minute. What time do we end? How many? 12 minutes. Plenty of time. Okay, so we've got, so right now we've got, there's one more feature I want to show you, is this nice split. There's these scissors allow me to split a clip at any point. And so if you have, let's say that you did a beautiful screencasted movie about how to do something super complex in Microsoft Excel. And you recorded that, and it's 20 minutes long. And in the middle of these 20 minutes of video, you really think that you need to add some kind of comic relief or something, titles, pause points. And so you can split that clip at any point and then insert into the middle of that split. I'll just show you how that's done. And so I can queue it up. Again, better internet would be showing that up there, but I can queue up to whatever point that I want to split the clip. And now that clip is 2 independent clips that I can edit little pieces of. I can go in and put a let me put a still picture in there. So the camera is a how to add your still pictures. And this is a little creepy, but so when you click on this, what comes up are your photos. And don't be alarmed, because I'm warning you in advance now. But these will come from anywhere that Google knows that you have a picture. Well, that's not quite true. Any place you've given a picture to Google. So it's not like your search. It's not like so these are coming from my Blogger. They're coming from my Google Plus feed. They're coming from those places that just appear in here. So if you wanted to use one of these, you could, or you can actually go and maybe select an image. I don't know that I can do that here, but you can no, there's an upload button. I'm missing it. Upload photos, sorry, thanks. So I can just add a photo here. I don't know what I've got here, but it's always dangerous to do this. Let me choose one of my other photos. Cancel. I don't know. It's not worth the time. Your photos, and I'll just choose this one 3 times. I don't know why 3 times. And so now I can take this photo and put it in the middle of that clip that I split. And so this is just a still picture. It has a duration of 5 seconds. I can change that to any duration that I want. So you have a fairly robust video editor that's in here that you could use to make your welcome videos for your class. You could use to spice up your already created instructional videos. You want to be warned that what the downside of this editor is, at least for me, is its audio. The audio editing capabilities and importing capabilities are not good. And so if I wanted to drag audio here, I can drag a narration track here or a music track here. I don't have any control over it. And so it's either all always on or all always off. You can make it short, but you can't fade it out. There's not a whole lot of control over that audio track right now. But this wasn't here a little while ago, and there was zero control over it before. So it used to be always on all the time. And so this changes, it gets better over time. And so if you're doing some pretty sophisticated editing, this is not going to be the tool for you. Okay, so let me show you captioning. There's music here. That's why I'm not showing it to you. So those are, you can use your clips, other people's clips, still photos, music, transitions, and titles. When you're finished with this project, you want to click the Publish button, and this one is an important one. When you publish this, it takes all of that footage and it wraps it together, and it's now your video. Even that Creative Commons license content that we included in there is now part of my video. So if that Creative Commons licensed footage gets taken down for some reason, that owner takes it down, I still have it. It's not going to fall out of my video. So anything with that Creative Commons license, you can do that with. You know, it saves it. This has been a little quirky. It does save it. You'll notice when I was in there, there was a bunch of my projects that were there. It's not all of my projects, and so I don't know why it didn't save all of those projects. It might have been something I did, I don't know, but it will be there. So when I come back after this is processed, it'll be there and I could continue editing it. Yes? Well, the length limitation for a playlist is like 200 videos, I think, per video. It's not a minutes video, not a minutes thing on a playlist. For your own videos, it's 15 minutes. And so that'll, unless you use YouTube a fair amount, then I get a thing that said, you can have unlimited uploads if you give us your cell phone number. And so then you can have unlimited uploads. Google Hangouts, coincidentally, you can have a 5-hour school board meeting that I broadcast live, and when it's over and I say end broadcast, I have a 5-hour YouTube video in my 200 for a playlist, 200 videos. If you reach that, good grief. Okay, so the captioning. How am I going to do this captioning? Because I didn't actually record that video. I'm going to show you the captioning. And by doing that, I'm going to go to the video manager here. And I'm going to hope that, did I throw it away? I bet I threw it away. Yesterday, yesterday we did this, and it worked. I don't have it anymore. Yes, in my cleaning up, I threw it away. So here's the edited video that I just created that's still processing. It's 9 minutes. So here are the videos that are in my YouTube directory. Anything that shows a CC says that it's been captioned. So it is a captioned video. Anything without that is not a captioned video. And so this video, oh good, I'll leave the volume off and turn the captions on. And so there you go. And I'll
bring up my script.
Oh, this is the one that we did yesterday that wasn't edited.
This is my demo for how to use YouTube as a video editor. I'm happy to share this information with you and hope that you'll find good use for this in your own course.
And so what YouTube does is it listens to you. Now, you've all probably seen that videos that are not captioned, if you go into a not captioned video that has somebody talking, like this one, there's a CC button often that will come up. Let's see if it comes up once she starts talking. That allows you to get automatic captions.
To the land and spirit of war.
If it thinks that it can figure out what she's saying, it will try to give you automatic captions. Now for this one, the audio quality is probably not good enough. It couldn't do it. Those automatic captions are often computer poetry, not good enough to be called compliant, but they're timed out really well. So it may not be saying anything that you're actually saying, but they're timed along with your voice, right? And so because you can edit that, yeah. So you can actually go into those. Let me find one that might actually be oh, that one doesn't have any audio. Here's one that, so this one has me talking at some point, but I haven't captioned it. So I'm going to turn on automatic captions.
Video, YouTube can be a great resource for you or your students. You can record right through your web browser, caption quickly without worrying about
action
exact timing,
quickly,
and even curate content into it.
So if I want, I can actually go in and edit that caption track. So I'm going to click underneath this video. I'm going to click this little CC icon. CC in this case does mean closed captions, not Creative Commons. And it tells me here that the active track is this automatic captions track. And if I click on that, look at that. It brings up what it thinks I said, and I can't remember, what did this say? You right through your web browser and caption, right? And so thank you. You guys are paying attention. Caption quickly, and so I can just go in and save this edited transcript, and now the edited transcript is there. So for videos that you don't have a transcript for, you can try this method and see how it works. If its results are still bad, you want to try that DECT grant that will, you can send them a link and they'll send you back a captions file. They're not, but you know what, the law says 85%. If you watch live TV, like you go to the gym and you watch the caption, it's like you wouldn't know what they were saying. So even, you know, and then sometimes I veer off my script, and so my script is slightly different. It does a good job of just kind of waiting and holding until it gets back and it knows where I am. So if you have a captions track, what you do is, I know you can't follow this because this is all over the place, so let me show you where you go from the beginning. If you go into your video manager, which I consider my home base, like these are all my videos, let me find that video. Here it is, and it now thinks it has a captions track because I edited it. There's a down arrow button that gives you access to a ton of information. So I use this as my kind of my home base, because otherwise it's like you're lost and where was that button and all the pages look the same. So I go back to my video manager and then choose captions, and you'll see this is the exact same window that we were just at. And I can add a new captions track. Now this one is already captioned, but I'm going to just show you what happens. So I'll add a new track, and I can upload a captions file or a transcript. And so a captions file has the time code in it. It says at time 8 seconds, I said these words. And at time 12 seconds, I said these words. I don't have that. All I have is a transcript. And so you have to tell it what language it's in. I'm actually going to just choose a different language here, just because it already has an English track. So I'll choose that I'm Canadian-y. And I can say upload a transcript, and I can search for that text-only document that was my script, which this isn't the same words. This is a different script, but I just want to show you how it works. And so this is now the script, just the transcript that I used. And I can say, please sync this, and it will go through and it will time it out. And I can tell you that I mean, I gave it something I didn't say, not going to work this time, but it's amazingly accurate. It is way more accurate in terms of timing out what I said when I said it than I would do if I had to do it manually. So the only trick to this is that it has to be a text-only file. The cool thing about adding these captions, in addition to making yourself compliant, is that Google is deaf and blind. It doesn't know what your video is about. And so if you have a video that you want people to watch, providing a transcript means that Google can now search on every word that's in your video and find your video. So if you have some great video about, you know, how to do something in Audacity, somebody can search on Audacity and it's going to find all my videos because mine have captions. So it makes you findable, but watch this. I'm going to go to a video that actually is captioned and has the...
When I'm teaching third graders in the Bay Area, I sometimes use
Has the
stories
right
from
captions.
my own life to help them tell their own stories.
So it timed this out.
Next
this is
week, I'll
pre-baked,
tell them
but
about my
it timed that
500-mile
out for me. I
drive
just gave
to
it a
get to Palm
script.
Springs and be at the Q conference.
In the captions button, I can say translate captions and say I would like to have, oops, where did that go? Translate captions, it's not showing. Hello? And anyway, well, the window's not coming up. There's some blocking of pop-ups or something that's causing all of these problems. It will come up and say, what language do you want? And I can say, I'd like Spanish, and it'll give me, it'll translate my captions into Spanish. And so it doesn't make me speak Spanish, but it does give Spanish captions. And so you can change the language of it so that which could be very useful for certain teaching situations, that you would be able to have, and I can't provide it Spanish captions. Now, I also would like to say that it's much more, mostly because your scripts are much less formal and much fewer words than maybe a whole paper, the Google Translate, which might do a horrible job actually translating your paper, does a much better job translating the captions because the language is usually much simpler. All right, so there you go. Sorry about the buttons problem, but I have up there, if you want to just write down the URL, there's a URL, it just goes to the YouTube, Google site that has some YouTube resources. It has that playlist on there, and will show you how to use the editor. Again, the buttons may be in different places than some of those resources show, and you're just going to have to deal with that because that's the way it is with Google. But I think that this is a fantastic tool for really making quick and easy videos that aren't, you know, if you have a lot of intensive editing that you want to do, you're going to want to use something better than this. But for making welcome videos or providing feedback to students, this is a great way to go. Yeah? It's a 1. I think it's a 1, yeah. That's right. I think it's a 1. I can give you the long address if that's better. I think it's a 1 though. Other questions? Yes? There is. You can, it's not very customizable, but you can choose, it gives you 3 different frames, and then you choose one of those 3, but you can't do that. Now, I can tell you that its secret to finding those is that it tries to find, it favors text. And so if you have something that is at the beginning of your video that has like your college logo with a title on it or something, it's likely to choose that. Or if you have a title in the middle of your video, it's often will choose that. And so it seems that has been my experience, is it really favors anything that has words on it. Yeah. I think it's a 1. If it's a 1. Okay. Good. So thank you so much. And if you have questions, I'm around.